He's sausage strong.
Yeah, he is. He is sausage strong. Hello, welcome to Guides the Unknown. I'm Kristen.
And I'm her little brother, William.
And we are here to talk about Widow's Bay, the Apple TV show that has taken the world by storm.
It is Widow's Bay summer. Everybody is freaking out about this show.
Yeah.
We are arguably getting to it late.
Yeah.
However, it took me
That's
a
okay.
while to finish the series that you have been so highly recommending for
yeah.
so long.
Hell yeah.
And congratulations to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because
I was
I-
really on top of it.
You have gifted me with something that I think is maybe legitimately, no hyperbole,
Yep.
I think one of the greatest shows I have ever watched.
I completely agree. I was saying to Ryan last night as I was rewatching, how great to have a new favorite show.
Yeah.
Like all of my favorite shows are from the 90s.
Yeah,
And I've just had to rewatch them. I haven't had really the experience of like in real time being like, okay, this is my favorite show now.
Yes.
In years and years and years.
Yes.
And it's so fun
It
to
is.
have had that land in my lap.
I
again.
completely agree. I feel like especially so many things, I don't want to denigrate other projects or whatever,
Right.
but like so many things are just like so fraught with bummer material.
Yeah.
Or like there's just so, it still has continued on that all the like prestige horror stuff is like painful to watch sometimes,
yeah.
you know? But Widow's Bay, for the uninitiated, is like, they call it, people are calling it like a horror comedy, and I think that's accurate and everything, but like it's definitely like a dry comedy.
Yeah, totally.
You know, like I think it's got, the ratio is like exactly what I like.
Yeah. It's great.
It's like 75% urban legends and folk tales.
Yep.
And 25% weird, dry comedy.
Yes, I know. It's great. I feel the same way. Everybody really, well, like everybody just hypes it as a horror comedy. I'm almost never laughing.
No.
I'm mostly just like, this amuses me. I like that.
Yes.
So it's kind of hard for me to think of it as a horror comedy, even though there is that levity there. But that levity is so important. I'm so glad it's there. It makes it so enjoyable.
Oh,
but it just
yeah.
doesn't really feel like comedy to
You know-
me. Although the creator, Katie Dippold, says that she thinks of it as comedy first. She writes it as a comedy first. And God bless, it's worked out. It's made it this amazing thing.
Oh, yeah.
But like, I don't really feel that way. So, but who cares?
Yeah, who cares? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, the funny thing is so many people compare comedy and horror all the time anyway,
Yeah.
where it's like, it's all about building tension and then releasing that tension, whether you're building up to some big scare or you're building up to some unexpected punchline or whatever. So maybe she does see it as like, you know, like the grisly things that they put the characters through they're funny. Like,
Right.
I feel like the scares themselves are sometimes inherently comedically unexpected or
Yes.
something.
Yeah,
So I think
totally.
I see her point.
Yeah.
But I do want to say, and this is what a feather in my cap. When we talked about Ghostbusters 2016, I don't know how long ago.
Yeah.
But that Ghostbusters movie is like still to this day, like just like it has become the joke now for people to go like, there are only 4 Ghostbusters movies,
Right.
or whatever. Like ignoring the fact that they ever made the 2016 movie, the Girls Ghostbusters, people call it. But when we talked about it, yes, I like to like sort of like look at it and do like an autopsy on it because it's kind of
It blows.
it's kind of a catastrophe.
Yeah.
But even in that episode, we talked about Katie Dippold
Yeah.
and our feeling that she probably, because I've seen her talk about stuff behind the scenes, and her writing was then turned into this like very improv forward movie. And I was
Right.
always so curious, like, what was the script like? Because it always seemed to me like she was like maybe one of the only people working on that movie
Yeah.
that like really had an idea of what this should have been.
Yeah.
And now that like
know.
she has like catapulted to now is like celebrated as making this new show that now is getting like 19 Emmy awards or whatever. Like this is the biggest thing of this year almost.
Yeah.
Like, man, I am so
I know.
thrilled that like after like the world dumping on that movie that she
Totally.
wrote, it didn't slow her down, it didn't stop her, she didn't let it get in her way.
Yeah.
And look at her now.
I know. And what a nice thing to like have something that is lauded.
Yes.
As opposed to everybody shitting all over everything that you do.
Yes. I am thrilled.
Wonderful. I know. I had heard her on my favorite Housewives podcast, Bitch Sesh, years and years ago, and she was amazing.
Yeah.
And super funny. So I knew she ruled.
Yes.
So it was just kind of like a weird thing that Ghostbusters movie happened.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I do have like a through the grapevine sort of 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon confirmation that her writing got kind of taken away in that movie. And I was like, I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah.
No, I am so happy having this show in my life.
I know. It's incredible. All right. So we are going to talk about it. But first, we have to do a little commercial break. Okay, we're back.
Okay.
So should we talk about it in a little spoiler-free fashion for a couple of minutes?
I
and then
think
we'll get
so.
into it.
I think so, because I think that for a lot of people out there, and I certainly do this, sometimes people will recommend a show to me so much that it then becomes daunting to actually get into it or something.
Absolutely.
But I gotta say, like, don't let this show be that for you. Put this show on your watch list. Check it out. It is so goddamn good.
Every episode is under an hour. A lot of them are around the half-hour mark that I feel like can help you be like, oh, okay, I can do that.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
It's 10 episodes, so you can do it, and it's so great.
The premise is wonderful, especially growing up on the East Coast for us anyway. There's an island off the coast of Massachusetts called Widow's Bay. And the mayor, Tom Loftus, is tired of this island that is full of all these urban legends and sort of like old sailors who tell their tales of like, for the sake of argument, like a witch in the woods, that kind of stuff. He's sick of that sort of like secret negativity about the island. And so he has hired or requested a New York Times reporter to come out, check out the island, and hopefully write an article that will bring in tourists.
Yeah.
And it turns out that all of those urban legends and whispered secrets and stuff, they're all true. And so he's getting in way over his head.
Totally.
And so it's loaded with tons of folklore, tons of, well, you don't know the tale of the old muckety muck in the muck waters, or you know, I don't want to spoil anything yet.
I know. I love that episode.
Yeah, I love this episode about the old muckety muck.
Yeah.
But it is fantastic. So many people are comparing it. They're saying it's as if Parks and Rec was written by Stephen King. And that's a fine comparative. Katie Dippold, I think, had written for Parks and Rec. This started as an episode of Parks and Rec that didn't take off or something.
Well, this was her spec script that she used to get the job at Parks and Rec.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't quite realize that.
Yeah.
And so here it is as its own thing, which is wild. I wrote down a couple of other comparatives. All right. It's like Midnight Mass meets Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Okay. How is it like Ash versus the Evil Dead?
We'll get into that in the spoilers if we want.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
It's like Lost meets Curse of the Blair Witch.
Okay.
Do you remember that one? That was it came out at the same time as the movie.
Yeah.
It had like just sort of like a bunch of people telling stories.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
You don't like that?
No, so far I'm with you for like half of each of these.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like The Legend of Sleepy Hollow meets Stan Against Evil.
What? I don't even know what that is. What is that?
Yeah, no one knows that one. Nobody knows
What
that.
is it?
That at the same time Ash versus Evil Dead was on TV, there was another show starring Dr. Cox from Scrubs as a grumpy guy named Stan. Who also does the same stuff Ash does.
Okay.
In Evil Dead.
All right. What? Okay, I guess we'll just have to get into it in spoilers.
It's like
the Evil Dead of it all is throwing me.
How about it's like Under the Dome meets Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Under the Dome meets Supernatural.
Okay, I haven't seen Under the Dome.
Well, they're just
so
trapped
in
a place.
No, I would say they're just like trapped, right?
They're trapped.
Yeah.
And there's stuff in there with them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I don't know. I mean, it's certainly getting compared to Midnight Mass and Lost a bunch.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But nobody's doing the Stan Against Evil comparison.
No, that's all you.
That's just us?
Yeah, absolutely. No, not us, you.
Hey, us. We do this together. We're a duo.
We are.
Before we leap into spoilers, may I just say something that I learned this morning?
Sure.
As we record, it's the 1-year anniversary of The Trouble with Tessa.
Yes, that's right. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's a TV series that I wrote, came out last year, I guess a year to this day.
Right.
It's on Amazon. It's on Tubi. Started over on Screambox.
Yeah.
It is about, appropriately, a person goes to a small town and there are rumors of things that have happened in that town, and they're there to suss out whether they're true or not.
Yeah.
What are these coincidences all for?
Yeah.
Today's the day. So it's
absolutely.
Trouble with Tessa Day. Go check it out if you haven't already. And thank you all so much.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
We're going to go into spoilers now.
Yep. Here we go.
And so we have a customary way of doing that, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay, here it comes. 3, 2, 1. She's an old woman.
Ah, yes.
Okay.
And the ritual is complete.
That's right. Now we're in spoiler territory.
Spoilers for Widow's Bay.
Yes. All right, we'll start out what I think is probably light. What's with all the Ash versus Evil Dead and Stan versus Evil Dead comparisons?
Yeah, okay. So this is, I think that a lot of people would look down on what I'm about to say, but I mean it in the with the highest compliment to the series. Unexpectedly, I felt this way starting with episode 3, and then it sort of started to lose its footing, but there's something there. There is a Monster of the Week quality to the show.
Yes.
Which I think is interesting because it is kind of like so it's 10 episodes and there is an overarching sort of like through line of like one story that goes across the season, which is appropriate. But I was surprised at how compartmentalized individual episodes could be. Sometimes an episode will conclude and I'll wonder, oh my God, I can't wait to see that thread continue next episode. But no, we're on to something completely different. We go from episode 1 being like there's a guy who went missing in the fog. Okay, well, we're going to sort of leave that behind completely for episode 2, which is all about a haunted inn.
Yeah.
And then we're going to leave all that behind for episode 3, which is about a sea hag. And that's where I particularly started going, oh my God, this feels like Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Specifically because Sam Raimi, the creator and director of Evil Dead, he has a thing for like classic witches. They show up in a lot of his work, even if there are not witches in the story. Just like scary old ladies that are kind of cackling and stuff. And in this episode, the mayor, Tom Loftus, he to prove that he's not a bad guy, he offers an old lady a ride.
Yeah.
But she's a genuine old sea hag.
Yeah.
And then it got so gnarly and so kind of gross out that I was like, oh my God, this is a Sam Raimi movie here.
It's not even approaching that kind of territory to me.
Oh, I completely disagree.
Okay.
There is, a wonderful thing in the show is that they've got Stephen Root, who...
King.
Oh my God.
Absolute king.
Is unbelievable in like everything that he's in.
Fantastic. When I found out that this show was happening and was like, okay, I can't wait, this is coming, and was looking at the cast, and I found out about it because I watched the show The Beast in Me, and then was like, okay, what else is Matthew Rhys doing? 'Cause this guy's amazing. And then I saw he's going to be in Widow's Bay. It's like a supernatural thing on Apple TV. Started reading all about that. Saw that he was in it, and that also in the cast was Stephen Root. And then there was just like one weird little teaser that was just what he watches in episode 2 in the hotel or the inn or whatever, where it's just like he puts a VHS tape in, and it's like a dude on a shore in Widow's Bay being like, come on down to Widow's Bay or whatever. It was just that out. And I was like, what is this weird ass show that's coming out? And a big deal for me was that I was like, it's also got Stephen Root. What's he going to be up to? This guy is great in everything he does.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's amazing. He's going to be rumored in the new Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, nice.
Thrilled about that. But
Nice.
This is like, to me, this is like the ultimate evolution. This is like, it's like being a fan of Charmander and watching it become Charizard.
Yeah.
That, to me,
Yeah.
this is huge.
You're right. It is huge.
Or Mega Charizard. Good God.
I can't imagine.
You literally can't.
No, I
You don't
can't.
know what that is.
No, but I get it.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's my point. Stephen Root as a salty old sailor telling ghost stories?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Oh.
and then
the song of the sea
muttering,
hag.
an old legend of the sea hag. Come on,
Like,
man.
what could be better than that?
There is nothing
Like,
better.
Nothing.
There is nothing
Just
better.
Incredible.
I love it.
I know. It's also very Are You Afraid of the Dark? Like, before I heard the comparison, because I do think it nails it, saying it's like, what's it called?
Parks and Rec,
Stephen King. When Mike and I were texting about it, I was like, this is like Are You Afraid of the Dark? Like a different like Monster of the Week thing every week for adults. This kicks complete ass.
Are You Afraid of the Dark for adults? Yeah, I'm into that.
Rules.
Sure.
Yeah. And they rolled it out in such a smart way. So they had episode 1 and 2 premiere together. And I thought that was such a cool, deliberate move, because if you didn't do that, you might not know that it was a Monster of the Week thing. If you watched just episode 1 on its own and had to wait for the next week, you might think that it's all about the fog.
Yes.
That this is all going to be about the fog rolling in and taking people or whatever. But because you had episode 1 with the fog, that happens. You're like, oh my God, what the hell? Then episode 2 with the inn, that makes you like, oh, okay, it's a Monster of the Week. We're going to see something new every week. That's genius. And then the way that they paired another 2 episodes another few weeks later was also so smart. They had the 2 episodes come out where we're all the way back in the 1600s, come out with the following episode where Richard Warren is like back from the dead.
Oh, that's interesting.
And that's so smart because like, even though that episode was great, I think that not everybody, but most people can agree, it kind of sucks like when there's an episode like that, because you don't get to see your friends for that week.
Oh, like a one-off.
Week to week. Yeah,
when a one-off like flashbacky episode or something. Yeah, I get that. All of a sudden,
like you sit down to watch TV and you don't get to see the characters that you wanted to see that week. Like even if that's a good episode, it's like a little bit of a bummer that you didn't get to spend time with the people that you thought you were going to spend time with. And by releasing them together, you got the best of both worlds. You got this really cool old episode, but then you still got to spend time with the people you thought you were going to spend time with.
Interesting.
Like they just like hit all the right notes. These smart little people.
I know. Yeah, it's funny. I swear I'm not trying to shoehorn in Trouble with Tessa, but it is on the brain right now. They released that show like 2 episodes at a time too. I never really was sure.
They didn't do them all 2 at a time. They just did those 2 episodes, those 2 groupings 2 at a time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there are people whose like entire job is just being like, how's the rollout gonna be?
Right.
To our advantage or whatever. Yeah, I didn't watch this live.
Yeah.
I think my memory had it that you told me to hold off watching it.
What? No.
Yeah.
Why would I do that?
You told me to hold off. You told me don't watch it. I could have sworn that you were like, you know what? Just watch it when it's all out and then we'll do a show on it or something.
No.
And then in my head I was like, all right, I'll set this aside forever.
What? No. I was like, when you watch it, I want to do a show. And it's even in our notes that I have, okay, June 11th is the finale. So June 17th, we'll do the episode about it. But you didn't catch up, which is fine. But
I sometimes I have my own world going on inside my head, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a family trait.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I got there.
Yeah.
I got there eventually.
Absolutely.
I did watch episodes 1 and 2 together, and
So
that did sort of teach me the ropes. I will say, though I did get there late.
That's all right.
But god damn, better late than never. I love this. Can we just go episode by episode real quick, talking about like the monsters of the week?
Sure.
So episode 1 is I wrote down sort of like a standout thing for some of the episodes that like really stuck with me. So Tom Loftus is getting this reporter in to hopefully promote Widow's Bay as a tourist destination. But the reporter gets there and Tom Loftus isn't aware yet, and then he finds out that the ferryman guy just sent the reporter to go to the history museum, which is loaded with all of this crazy folklore.
Yeah.
And this is where it's like, I think one of the greatest jokes I've ever heard on the planet Earth happens. There's a woman who works at the History Museum named Jerry. And she's like, oh, Tom, well, I was just about to cover the witch, or like history of witches on Widow's Bay. I was going to cover the witch trial. And then they have a pilgrim suit on like a mannequin or whatever, and there's blood on the collar and stuff.
Yeah.
And we all know, we've covered the Salem witch trials and stuff. Like all that stuff is like, that's like dirty history that people don't like to admit that they like killed people and called them witches and stuff. On Widow's Bay, she goes, yeah, the witch trial. Great source of pride. We caught him. We burned him. It's like a success.
I know, totally.
That my head exploded on that joke.
It's so good.
How have I never heard that Have I never heard that joke before?
She's
Of somebody
stoked.
being proud that they killed the witches.
Yeah.
Is so obvious and so funny.
It's so funny.
It was perfect. And
Yeah.
then the reporter is like, hey, is it true that there's been cannibalism on the island? And Tom Loftus is like, no.
Yeah.
No cannibalism.
Yeah.
And then the camera pulls back and there's a huge framed newspaper article that says like cannibalism in God's house.
Yeah.
Those people got trapped in the old church 300 years ago and immediately turned to
Right.
cannibalism.
Jumped right in.
It's
Yeah.
God damn, is that good?
Yeah.
And Loftus is trying to skirt past all that old stuff to frame this as no beautiful, good place.
He's like, I don't know if that's accurate. And the guy's like, it's framed on the wall in the historical society. And he's like, let's not worry about that or whatever.
Yeah.
It's so good.
That's where he's a little, to me, like there's a touch of Ichabod Crane
Okay.
to Tom Loftus to me a little bit. Like he's a little, because the weird thing about him is he refuses to believe these things.
Right.
But he can't help but get caught up in the fear of it all.
Yeah.
And I love that. Like Ichabod
Yeah.
Crane, like whistling in the dark, like trying to pretend everything's
Yeah.
normal in the middle of the night. Like
Yeah.
that's Tom Loftus to me.
Yeah.
It's
That's
so
true.
good.
That's a really good point.
I love that vibe.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah.
But so obviously this old fisherman has gone lost in the fog, and now Stephen Root is being like, you've got to sound the siren.
Yeah.
This is not a natural fog. The island is awake.
Yeah.
And Tom Loftus' whole point is like, are you insane?
Yeah.
Like that. Listen to how you sound.
Right.
We're trying to bring in tourism, bring in money, make this place better and happier. I'm not going to sound the siren. And Wick starts going through the symptoms of a person who's been lost in the fog. And it's like, first their eyes turn white.
Yeah.
And then like total loss of memory and sense of self.
Yeah.
And then step 3 is loss of erection.
Yeah. And Patricia's like, who's trying after 1 and 2?
I could like
Yeah.
throw up and fall over. It's
Yeah.
so good. Patricia, do you want to talk about
Yeah.
Patricia for a minute?
Yeah, she's incredible.
She seems important to you, is why I tee you up.
I love her. No, she's great. She's tenacious. A lot of people don't like her. They find her annoying, but she like knows what she wants to do. She's really funny. She's just a great character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're dressed as her
I am.
at the moment.
Yep. Not for the show.
Kristen's cosplaying.
I am. Not for this show. I had already bought a shirt that Patricia wears in episode 8 when she's being chased by the boogeyman. And so yeah, I'm wearing that. And then I'm wearing green pants in a nod to the green bike shorts she's wearing in that episode. Unfortunately, I didn't have my Uggs at the ready.
Oh, goddamn.
But yes.
I'm dressed in all black. Signifies night.
Yeah.
Night is a scary time.
It absolutely
I'm
is.
cosplaying as half of a day, nighttime.
Many scary things happen in Widow's Bay at night.
We all know that. Yes,
Yeah.
of course. Now, of course, the guy that was lost in the fog does come back.
Right.
And Tom is like leaning over him in the hospital to hear what he's whispering. And then
Yeah.
the guy does have the wide eyes.
Yeah.
And is scary and like tackles Tom and stuff. So now Tom does believe
Yeah.
and ends up embarrassing himself in front of the reporter.
Right.
When he yells about something being in the fog. And then this was a great line too. The reporter's like, all right, you don't want this place to be the new Martha's Vineyard. You want to be
Right.
the new Salem.
Right.
He goes, it's a nice island. You don't need the gimmick. And it's like everything knocks Tom Loftus down a peg.
Yeah.
He takes a lot of lumps over the course
He
of this
does.
show. Like both in being attacked by monsters, but also
Right.
in like
Emotionally.
emotionally.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's such a great setup. I love it.
Yeah.
And then do you have anything else for episode 1?
No, I kind of just whatever.
You're just all over the
Yeah.
map. So episode 2, they go to the Tom is trying to prove that the old inn
Yeah.
is, which they're going to have the tourists use this old hotel.
Yeah.
And Wick is trying to hammer it close, saying that the inn is haunted. He can't let anyone in. And Loftus yells at Wick
Yeah.
and loses his temper and calls Wick like a dumb old hick or something like that
Yeah.
in front of the locals. So now he looks like a real asshole.
Yeah.
And the locals dare him to stay in the captain's suite and do all of the... This is where it's like, this show is taking everything. Like, you can say they have their equivalent of a Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
Which is ugly Hortense.
Yep,
You
yep.
say ugly Hortense 3 times or whatever, and she'll appear.
So good.
You can go into the old crawl space in the basement. They're like, I want you to tape it. Prove to us that you did it tonight.
Yeah.
And he's like, fine, I will.
Yeah.
And then as he's about to leave the bar, there's one old local, and this like sends like a chill up my spine.
Mm-hmm.
The old local goes, like clears his throat, so Tom will look at him and he just goes, don't do it.
Yeah.
Like, even though they're daring
Yeah.
the mayor to put his money where his mouth is, they believe so hardcore that one of them is trying to call him back. Don't go in there alone.
Yeah, totally.
And that sets up so much anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
It's unreal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tense stuff.
Where do you want to go? I feel like I'm just like railroading.
You know, we can do this. I'm happy to do this. I kind of just had like higher level stuff to just talk about that was like the stuff that stands out to me the most.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you want to do?
I don't know. I mean, you want to talk about Wick a little
Sure.
bit?
Yeah, absolutely.
In general?
Okay.
What do you think is the deal with Wick? I have a bunch of questions about him in general, where we end up with him. Like, something that I noticed, especially on a rewatch of this, is I wonder if Wick was a previous mayor or in some other previous position of power in town that we don't know about or something.
Oh, really?
I just wonder. I wonder if that's part of the tension between him and Tom.
Yeah.
Like at one point in episode 1, I think it is, Tom yells at him. They're like having kind of like a back and forth. He's like, you just can't stand to have anyone else in charge. And I was like, anyone else? Like, what does that mean? Like, does that mean that Wick used to be in charge?
Stephen Root used to be the mayor.
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
Loftus
yeah.
says at some point that he became the mayor because he ran uncontested.
Right.
But maybe Stephen Root had sort of like, because he does very much fit the archetype of like, sort of like an old drunken sailor.
Yeah, not
kind of thing.
necessarily like his just previous to Tom, but like maybe at
Right.
some other point.
Yeah.
And like, you know, Tom and his friends used to ding dong ditch him. Like,
That is such a good.
yeah.
So like, that alone though, Wick's point, he's like,
I know.
you used to ding dong ditch me, you and your little friends. And Loftus is like, that's why you don't like me? Because I used to prank you when I was a kid.
Right.
But then Wick reveals, but you didn't really, did you? Mm-hmm. You'd come to my door.
Yeah.
You'd pretend to ring the doorbell, and then you'd run back to your friends as if you all had to run away.
Right.
But you never had the guts.
Yeah, you've always been a coward.
You've always been a coward. That is such a weird,
Yeah.
unusual backstory that
Yikes.
Tom Loftus pretends to be on the up and up, but he's a coward.
Right.
It's so good.
I know.
But yeah, Wick, yeah, you're right. He can't stand to have anyone else in power. I guess I interpreted that as like, he's in some way, he's like the island historian.
I think it definitely could.
And he
be
likes
that.
Jerry from the History Museum.
Yes, I know. I think there's something else going on with Wick that we're going to find out in season 2 or later seasons.
Yeah.
That even that scene of him going back to talk to Jerry at the History Museum, like, why did we include that? That
Yeah.
kind of is neither here nor there. Like, did Wick have an idea that something was going to happen to him? Something's going on. Something that I've been wondering is whether Wick kind of suspects that he might be related to Richard Warren.
Oh, he's like the island patriarch.
Right.
Kinda, yeah.
So like a big thing in a nutshell that I'm sure we'll talk about a little bit more is that Richard Warren was like the founder of Widow's Bay. And they, through the course of the season, come to find out that Widow's Bay has all of these like curses and hauntings and things like that because Richard Warren made like a pact with the island or a demon or something, so to speak.
Yeah.
And now all of these things will continue to happen unless no one remaining from the Warren bloodline is living on the island anymore.
Right.
And so at a certain point, they're trying to figure out who is the Warren descendant, who must still be here. And so the first thing that made me be like, is it Wick during that scene is that they have this woman who works with all of them at like the town hall named Rosemary is doing a genealogy.
I loved
write-up.
this.
It was awesome. She's putting up these like transparencies on one of those projectors that we would have in elementary school, like in the 90s. So she's doing that. And Wick just seems like really squirrely and uncomfortable during it, where I was like, does he think that he's going to be revealed as the descendant? Like, he's just kind of like, if you watch it again, he's acting weird.
I noted that too.
During the whole thing.
Seeing it the once, he did seem really uncomfortable with the idea of like, we're going to reveal who the last remaining descendant is, and we've got to kill that person to end the curse. I thought he was nervous because like, we're getting to the point where we really have to talk about the heroes killing someone.
It could still be that. I really don't know. It's not a theory where I'm like drilled down on it and I'm like, this is it. But I do think something is up with Wick that we don't know, because I just don't know. They're just choices that both in Stephen Root's acting and in story that I'm like, that's got to be there for a reason, and I don't get it. So first of all, him acting a little bit weird, that's something. And then, so they end up digging up Richard Warren.
Yes, the guy from 300 years ago who founded the island.
Right. And he is still alive in there. He's in his coffin.
Yes.
They dig him up. They're like, okay, you're alive. We got to get you out of here because you being here is, you know, facilitating all this stuff still going on the island.
That also felt loosely like an Evil Dead kind of concept. That like there's a body that has been alive in its coffin for so long. It's like so supernatural.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, definitely. But so they go out on the boat because there's a certain point past this buoy that like nobody dare go. Like sailors start to like lose their minds and stuff like that. And it's kind of past like the line of demarcation for like where Widow's Bay is. And so if a Warren or a Warren descendant goes past that line, they will die. Yeah. Basically. And so they're like, okay, if we bring you out there and you die, there are no descendants left at that point, they think. And so we'll be all good. The curse is lifted.
Well, I don't think they even know about descendants yet.
I guess
they
you're
think
right.
At that point they think, well, they thought Richard Warren was dead, obviously, for 300 years. Then they find out he's been alive in his coffin for 300 years. That's what the curse is. We've got to kill Richard Warren, and then the curse will end. So we've got to get him past this line. Right. But Stephen Root can't go past that line on the water, or he will fall victim to the curse as well. He'll die. Right. And they don't want that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do they know that he will die, though? I think it's like sailors get like sailor crazy or something past that line, because Tom goes past the line a little bit and he's fine.
Well, there's a thing in the show that sometimes, now I can't tell if this is like a folklore thing or what, but something that I always like about like Blair Witch, honestly, is people telling the same story with different emphasis and stuff. And so you don't really know what the underlying truth is. Right. And there is something said on the show that people who are born on the island cannot leave the island. They will die.
That's what it is.
And Tom Loftus was not born on the island. So he can go past that line. Wick was born on the island and has never been off it because of superstition. Yes. And it's been proven. Like even the reporter is like, they say people can't leave the island or they'll die. Right. And I looked it up. There's like a woman who left the island a couple years ago and she had a stroke 2 days later. Right. And so it's like, that was a good example of Loftus like firmly believing in like the urban legend of it. I mean, I guess by the time you see a guy who's been alive in a coffin for 300 years, you probably believe everything. Yeah, may as well. But like you can see that was such an awesome moment of like the boat is getting toward that line. Somehow over the course of time, they figured out this is the line you cannot cross, this buoy. Yeah. And he manages to kick Wick off the boat. Yeah. So that he falls into the water within the island perimeter. Right. As the boat sails through it and Richard Warren turns into a pile of dust. Totally. That was like... Yeah. That was like amazing to me. That the like orchestration of all of that, I loved it. I know. And it felt like Jaws. So much of this does feel like Jaws. Of like the mayor wants things to be... That's another big comparative. Oh, really? Yeah. The beaches will be open. It's the 4th of July, but there's a shark in the water. Yeah. No, there's not. Or like there's no way it sticks around here. Right. This like denial. Yes. I love that. But also now these three guys on the boat together. Yeah, totally. Having their sort of like 3-person imperfect conversation where Loftus, for whatever reason, was convinced through sympathy to let Richard Warren, the 300-year-old undead man, out of the coffin, and he's sitting at a little table
Yeah.
in Wick's boat as the light is like swinging above his head in the night, in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by water, just looking into the middle distance and looking aggressive and
Totally. Eating Vienna sausages and tuna and stuff like that, like a freak. And then, like, that stuff is like, it's partially, I think, played to be funny that he's doing all that, but he's also so scary.
Yes.
Like, there's a point where the camera keeps cutting between him and Loftus, and his mouth just keeps opening a little bit more, and he looks freakier and freakier. That part is one of the scariest parts of the show to me. Where I was like, I'm so unsettled by this man.
I couldn't agree more, honestly. I think that, like, that's like the perfect like little combination of like horror and comedy weirdness or whatever. Is like, he's been in a coffin forever. So sure, whatever. A tin of Vienna sausages, I'll just eat them all. I'm just hungry. I haven't enjoyed anything.
Yeah, totally.
But also, he's been insisting this whole time, like, if I die, the curse will die with me. Let's do it. I'm ready to die. And you understand that perspective, imagining the idea of being trapped alive forever. Let me die.
Right.
But now that he's been let out of the coffin.
Yeah, he's experienced some good stuff. I want more of these little sausages. I want to live.
He's starting to think maybe I don't have to die, and so he attacks Loftus with like an oar.
Yeah.
To turn the boat around and everything. Oh, it's like perfect.
It's like those sausages fortified him. Like when Loftus let him out, and Stephen Root is like, "Damn you to hell." He's like, he can barely stand anyway. Like, what's the big deal? And at one point, like, Loftus falls over, and he stands over him. He's like humongous and tall. It's almost like the boat jolting, like straightened out his back or something.
Yeah.
And he's like feeling good, ready to fight.
He's sausage strong.
Yeah, he is. He is sausage strong. It's crazy.
I wonder, too, if it's like being crooked up in the coffin for so long.
Yeah.
It was almost like he, like, slept on a bad bed. And because he's like, he is sort of frail and hunched over for a while, but he does straighten out. I also think it's just
right out.
The adrenaline of like,
Totally.
I've got to fight for my life right now.
Totally.
Like, I believe in all these stakes. Like, I believe in all these, the seriousness of this stuff, no matter how silly some of these things are. And that's what makes it so goddamn perfect.
Absolutely.
Is that actor, did you see Midnight Mass? Is that actor the priest from Midnight Mass? It is. I loved that guy in Midnight Mass. I couldn't like see him through the beard and hair and stuff.
I know. He was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also thought the flashback episode, for being its own like self-contained thing,
loved it.
was like very tense and weird. And it
was awesome.
Yeah. But Monster of the Week kind of rules. He was such a big bad.
Yeah.
It felt like Buffy rules, right?
Yeah.
Like you sort of like have your Monster of the Week, but then it's like there's a big bad of the season. We've got to fight the Master or whatever it was in the first few seasons, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
I thought Richard Warren would be that.
Right.
But this is like only like episode 7 or something, and they turn him to dust and the show just moves on.
Yeah, it's really just like the mystery of the island is the big bad.
Yeah. Which is interesting, but like kind of like a shock to the system when the big dude, the original like man who brought us here, is gone, but it's not done. But his story is complete.
Yeah.
Like that was surprising to me.
Yeah, it's awesome. But to keep going with the Wick thing on the boat, I think the very first thing that signaled to me chronologically, like something's up here, is after Tom kicks him off the boat, which I also wonder, absolutely, he had to kick him off the boat before they passed the buoy, because I had totally forgotten about the thing about needing to be not born on the island in order to cross the buoy.
Yeah.
But now in hindsight, with me wondering about him having some Warren lineage, if he had gone past the buoy, would he have just turned to a skeleton like Warren too? But we didn't see that because Tom kicked him off. Perhaps.
Interesting.
I don't know. But when
I think he would have had a stroke. I think Richard Warren is a weird creature because he's been like, he's got like whatever pact with the demon of the island or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Supernatural force of the island, and he's been undead for so long.
Yeah.
He caught up to where he would have died. So he turned into ash as if he had been.
No, I think that's true. I was kind of being facetious.
Oh, okay.
But But when he gets back on the boat, he's acting weird. Tom is reacting to him weird. And so really, when I was waiting week to week, I was like, what's Wick going to be like next week? Because he's just acting kind of strange. And Tom is looking at him like, what the hell or whatever.
Oh, really?
And so I thought that was going to be like a thing. But then we just come back the next week and he's acting normal. So I was like, oh, okay. But why is that? Why was that? Will that come back at some point?
Well, I thought he was eating a bit of crow because he had on the boat when he found out that Loftus caved and let Richard Warren out of the coffin.
It's not like that.
It's not like that?
No, it's like Tom being like, what's like almost like freaked out by him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because, they do have. Yeah, I see what you mean.
And then they get back into a rhythm, they're talking and everything, but like at first, Tom is really looking at him like, what the fuck?
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't think
Excuse me.
I didn't quite catch that. I thought it was just Wick having to eat crow a little bit because Loftus did such a good job. Like, he saved my life. I thought he was like embarrassed that his life was saved by the mayor that he always calls a coward and stuff.
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, they do have a little thing like that where he's like, you did a good job, and they laugh about it.
Yeah.
But that's not the vibe.
Interesting.
And then, when he comes back the next episode, he comes and talks to Jerry at the Historical Society, and it seems like he maybe wants to, like, I don't know, strike back up a little something with her. It could be maybe that he was feeling his mortality or something.
Yeah.
But I just also wonder if he's starting to have any sort of feeling like, I don't know, something might be going on with me that's weird. Like, it's not as simple as me feeling my mortality because I went into the drink. Like, something strange is going on with me. I just kind of want to, like, connect with people, whatever.
Interesting.
And then from there is where we kind of pick up with, like, him being squirrely around Rosemary's genealogy. Oh, and then another thing that's really just more of a visual signaling is that, so, Richard Warren, back in the 1600s or 1500s, whatever it is, episode, his wife, Betty Gilpin, comes in and sees him, like, carving into his left hand and, like, mushing in, like, dirt or mushrooms or whatever he's doing in there. And then later on, we see that Wick has a wound on his left hand that's all bandaged.
Oh.
And later on, at the very end, not Rosemary. What's her name?
Patricia?
No, who's the lady who gets shot at
Ruth?
the end? Ruth. Ruth is shot and her left hand is all bloody.
Oh.
Is this just some sort of like visual language signaling? All these three have bloody left hands. What's going on?
Huh. I did not catch any of that. I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know, but it's something I've got my eye on. Maybe it's nothing, but I'm wondering.
Well, I am pretty fascinated by the idea of this as an ongoing series. The idea that this is not just like some one-off.
Yeah.
Like, this does all conclude in a way that, like, really pulls you in for, like, season 2 in a very Lost way, I think.
Yeah, oh, totally.
But the idea that, like, this could continue to go on and we don't know the full depth of what's happening, maybe that will come back. I don't know. I definitely, on the surface, took it as, and I think that maybe both things are true, a general softening of Wick over time. Like, he starts out as drunken sailor who's aggressive with, like, everyone. And by the end of this show, and there's Patricia, of course, who we haven't really gotten into her episode, which is so good. But, like, she is so sort of, like, odd and off-putting and distant in a way. But by the end of the season, it's Mayor Loftus, Patricia, and Wick as like
a little team,
a trio, and they're like so lockstep. I think this season, like, everyone's got a little arc. Like, I think Wick was sort of learning how to come into the fold and sort of come back into society, and maybe that did soften him out and remind him, like, I used to love somebody. And I wonder if there's anything still there.
Yeah.
But Jerry from the History Museum is married to, I think, the doctor, the town doctor.
Maybe.
I think so.
Yeah.
But, and so there's like he's a tragic character because he's trying to sort of like get his groove back.
Yeah, totally.
But the world sort of moved by. All right. There's a lot more to discuss because this season is loaded with so many awesome stories. I want to get into like a particular episode after we talk about patreon.com/GTTUpod, which is, of course, what helps keep our entire little operation afloat. This is how you can support the shows that we do here on Guide to the Unknown and get ad-free episodes. But also, if you join our Patreon, you look through the tiers, you'll see that we've got the ghost tier, the banshee tier, the demon tier. Those start to unlock a whole other podcast for you that comes out every single week, The Netherworld Dispatch. That's a show where we can look at clips, where we can play games, where we have fun, where we're not bound by the laws of YouTube and all these other sources and stuff like that.
Yes.
To exemplify that, the most recent episode of the Netherworld Dispatch that you can get access to in our Demon tier right now is episode 274, Sasquatch.
Yes, we watch Unsolved Mysteries segments about Bigfoot. And in, I don't know if there are both drawings in one segment. Maybe they are.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
It's like a blur of crotches. And
Yeah. It's called Sasquatch because there are two different artist depictions of Bigfoot with two different weenies.
Yes. We zoomed in, tried to make sure we were seeing what we were seeing.
And it turns out we were.
We really spent our time.
Yeah.
So go check that out. That's there right now, alongside other episodes where we watch Unsolved Mysteries, alongside 273 additional episodes of the Netherworld Dispatch and commentaries for the Blair Witch movies, the Scream movies, the Twilight movies. There is quite a playground of, like, I guess, hundreds of hours of us talking about stuff and playing games and things.
Oh, yeah.
Over on patreon.com/GTTUpod. And a huge thanks to the people who do support us over there.
Yes, thank you.
And we would love to welcome the rest of you into the fold as well. You can also join our Discord through the Patreon and become closer knit with the community, chat with other people in there. It is so a rich tapestry.
Truly.
That we've woven.
Yes.
And that you weave with us.
That's right.
So, yeah.
All right, one more commercial break and then more Widow's Bay.
The Patricia episode.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like unbelievable.
Episode 4.
Episode 4?
Yeah.
She is actually it's on the heels of the Sea Hag episode that we get a good cliffhanger because the hag does attack Loftus.
And it's so cool because they're happening concurrently.
Yes, that was a neat wrinkle.
Yeah.
The hag kills you by sitting on your face.
Yep.
That's a little Evil Dead to me.
Yeah.
And then Wick shoots it with a harpoon gun and it explodes like a balloon of
just like sea viscera.
And that's very Evil Dead to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, that episode concludes with hearing a police call being like, I need people to get down to the, what's the name of the?
Sunset Cocktails.
To the Sunset Cocktails. Now, I've never seen, I don't know what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, well, I can't wait to see what happens next time.
Yeah.
And it turns out that we're actually going to pick up slightly in the past with Patricia, recent past, who works or volunteers or part of her town responsibilities for a library bus thing.
Yeah, she has a bookmobile called the Paddy Wagon.
We have a bookmobile in town.
Yeah.
Run by Alex Dawson, who did the Devil and Daisy Dirt, who's now got a new show, Room to Swing an Axe. But so like there's like a book truck in town. I love seeing like little hints of like our little world is also full of some of the same oddities.
Yeah.
But so she's got this bookmobile and somebody donates a book called Your Turn. And it turns out that it's a book about sort of like, getting some confidence.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you throw a party?
Yeah, why not?
Why don't you throw a party? You want people to like you? Throw a party. They look at you as the person who's throwing the party and they're going to finally respect you. Because nobody respects Patricia.
No.
Patricia works in the local government and she sort of is like maybe a little mousy or something.
Yeah.
But also, in her distant past, she went through something and people don't believe her.
That's right.
There had been a serial killer called the Boogeyman. And the Boogeyman went around Widow's Bay killing teenagers. But a big sign of the Boogeyman targeting you is that you'd get phone calls. And Patricia says that she's the only person to survive the Boogeyman and that she got those phone calls, but no one believes her. And they make fun of her for it.
There's a group of mean girls in town who are all still the people that she went to high school with. They have a book club. She sees them out and about, and they're always just kind of like snarky and passive aggressive to her. They suck.
They suck.
Yeah.
And Patricia decides, well, fine, I'll use this Your Turn book, which gives you sort of like, here's what you do. Here's how you're going to put the party together. Make sure you wear like a nice headdress,
Yeah.
right? Like here's like the style that you want to wear, and make sure you make a big bowl of punch. Here's the ingredients for the bowl of punch. And so she's scrambling to put this party together and invite cool people and trying to get Tom Loftus to come and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And
The book ain't quite right.
the book ain't right.
Yeah, she puts it on the shelf, and then all of a sudden it's in the middle of the floor of the bookmobile. She puts it next to her, like she puts it on her bedside table with a mug on top of it. She goes to do something. She turns back. The mug is moved off of the book. The book is like pushing her in certain directions.
Yes, and of
So
course,
this is a book that the island has kind of like conceived for her and is pushing her in demonic directions. There's it's a self-help book, so there'll be a section, it's like a workbook with like areas for you to write in, and it's like, what's something that you like about yourself? And it has 2 lines. And it's like, what's something that you don't like about yourself? And it's got like 10 lines.
yeah.
And it has a diagram of just a woman's body front and back, and says circle all the areas of yourself that you don't like. And the crotch is like weirdly detailed, like the rest of it isn't. And it's just like, why is it like this?
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
But she's going along with it, and she's following all the rules of the book, and it's not working.
Yeah.
No, barely anyone's showing up, and the weird DJ guy in town, Dale. Well, he's not a DJ. He works in the.
She forces him
to DJ, and it's not going right. But then you know what? It sort of starts to come together.
Yeah.
And people are enjoying the punch.
Yeah.
And then they cut to this, awesome dance.
Yes.
Where Patricia, it worked. She's the life of the party. She is dancing, going wild, and the camera's spinning as a group of people are standing in a circle around her watching her dance, and they're all like whooping and cheering for her. And then the camera goes behind someone's back, and for just like 2 seconds, you see that everyone is actually not cheering. They're standing completely still with their mouths hanging wide open.
Yeah, just that rotation of the camera. Everyone is like zombified.
Like the
But then
Ring.
it just goes right back. They're dancing, they're cheering again. And if you look in the mirrors like around the bar, you can also see that they're just like that.
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
It was
You're like, what?
scary.
What? Yeah.
Genuinely scary and weird.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, hey, Patricia, we're all going to go out to the beach.
Yeah.
And she's like, awesome, I'll meet you out there. And she goes back into the back room to make some more punch. And then the sheriff comes in, and he goes, Patricia, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And now that he has sort of burst the bubble of like what she's doing is incredibly odd, she's able to see it for what it really is. All the punch ingredients that she thought, all the fruit she'd been cutting up for the punch, are a bunch of dead birds with their heads cut off, and like garlic and like weird ingredients and shit.
Yeah.
And the cute little headdress she'd been wearing that even some
she was
people
wearing like a tiara.
She was wearing a tiara, and even people, this woman Rosemary, who's wonderful, was like, "What's with the headdress?"
Yeah.
She's like, "Well, it's cute."
Yeah.
Well, now she looks in the mirror. It's not cute. It's huge, like stag antlers and like a dead fox. It looks like Blair Witch shit.
Yeah.
The whole thing is Blair Witch, and she looks at the book, and the book is like the Necronomicon, and it's like just loaded with like insane witchcraft, but all her handwritten notes are still in it.
Yeah.
Which is a
it
great
rules.
touch, but it also...
And it was a fun thing, like when she finds it in the bookmobile, there's this fly that keeps landing on it.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of signaling there's something devilly here, but she just keeps like shooing it off.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that everybody is marching out into the water, zombified.
Yeah.
And so she runs out there with the sheriff, and they're trying to stop the people. And that's when he makes the radio call being like, I need you to get down to the Sunset Cocktails.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
And they're pushing people out of the water to stop them. There's a huge bonfire.
Yeah.
With like a stick man, like a Blair Witchy stick man at the top.
Yeah. Like Burning Man. I just started watching, there's a new Burning Man documentary series on HBO called The Man Will Burn. And so now watching this episode again, I was like, the man will burn.
Oh, yeah.
Burning Man.
And the book won't burn.
No.
So, which is also Evil Dead. So Patricia just has to fully stick her arm.
Yeah, it's not that it won't burn necessarily. It won't leave her hand. She's trying to throw it into the fire.
Okay, yeah.
And it won't leave her hand. So she's like, oh God, I got to stick my whole arm in there. So once she sticks her arm in there with it, the book burns, but she doesn't burn.
Oh, okay. I don't think I fully understood all the wrinkles there.
Is she related to the witches from back in the day? There's a lot of lineage stuff going on. I wonder.
Is she full townie? Was she born on the island and stuff?
I don't know if we don't know, or if I just don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. That, again, a show that's loaded with folklore. It's sort of hard to, you'd literally have to chart all this stuff the way that I have with Blair Witch.
Yes.
I've got like charts of all that shit.
Yes.
I have not done that for Widow's Bay. Maybe someday, who knows? But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But so they do manage to sort of break the spell.
Yeah.
And now everyone's standing halfway in the water, and they're
Yeah.
like, "What the hell, Patricia?
Yeah,
She drugged us."
The main mean girl.
The main mean girl gets
Yeah.
her again, and
Chris.
Patricia feels like an idiot again. Now, I thought for sure,
damn it.
and there are some lingering sort of, there are kernels of Patricia's trouble with the law in later episodes, but this is so hugely insane.
Yeah, yeah.
You'd think that she'd be locked behind bars, and they'd be like, "We have a witch in town," but everyone sort of moves on.
Well, they're not really fully acknowledging the supernatural nature of their town in that kind of way where it's like prosecutable. Like, I think that they all kind of like
That's
roll
true.
their eyes and they're like, weird things happen in Widow's Bay, but like they're not going to do something like that.
They'll move on very easily. I
Yes,
feel.
yes.
Maybe
it's
that's part of
crazy.
it. Yeah. This episode is like fantastic. Have you seen
Unreal.
Have you seen the video? The Childish Gambino music video for Lithonia, where it's like he's like playing in a band,
Yeah.
and then it cuts to like other members of the band that are like sort of like singing backup,
Yeah.
But over the course of the video, their faces get increasingly like drenched in sweat, and their eyes are sort of almost like bulging out of their heads, where it's like,
Yeah.
what's happening? By the end of the music video, you're like, are these people dying? It looks
Yeah.
like they're becoming the rage zombies from 28 Days Later or something. The Patricia dancing, and then it turns and everyone's just standing with their mouth agape, felt like that.
It's so great.
And it's like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But goddamn,
yeah,
it's like perfectly weird scary.
totally.
It's funny.
It's incredible.
It's funny that is the
Yeah.
actual underlying truth of it. Or
Yeah.
whatever. It's so
Yeah.
goddamn good.
Yep. It's nuts. Do you want to talk about the other Patricia main episode, the Boogeyman?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Episode, Your Baggage?
Yes.
Yeah. So, as you had said, Patricia has told everybody that the Boogeyman came to get her the way that he came to get a bunch of teenage girls in their town, but somehow she survived. And that she got the same phone calls everybody else had gotten, but she hid under the bed and she made it. And so that group of mean girls has been just telling everybody like, she's always telling this story. It's not true. She just wants to be in on it. Like they've said to her, like, stop making this about you. It's not about you.
Which seems incredibly cruel.
Right.
But there's a wrinkle to it
Yeah.
that I really appreciated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where it turns out that the main mean girl, she's like, a lot of the girls that were killed, those were my friends.
Right.
And they checked the telephone records. You never got any phone calls. So when you, Patricia, lie about having been involved in this stuff,
Yeah.
it actually sort of disrespects the memory of people who really went through this.
Right.
And, I guess none of my friends thought to hide under the bed.
Totally. So,
Wow, how clever of you, Patricia. If only my friends had hidden under the bed, they'd still be alive, I guess, is what you're saying?
Yeah,
so it's
she's
their
like-
fault?
she's like, one of my friends hid in the dryer and then baked to death because he turned it on. Another one of my friends hid like under the pool cover and suffocated. But wow, you hid under the bed, so you got to make it. So she's like, yeah, right. You can understand why
I
you would
totally
think that.
understand that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So she is an asshole, but you're also like, yeah, I can see.
She's
I can
been
see why
through
you would think
shit.
This.
People who are assholes have sometimes been through shit.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
yeah.
Not all the time.
Yeah. But so this episode 8, has other stuff going on in it, but the big thing in it is that the boogeyman comes back. So the lore in the town is that they caught this guy. We never find out his name or anything, but he was buried in his house that he lived in under layers of concrete, and then they just boarded up the house, and that's basically like the boogeyman's tomb.
Yeah.
And then they have the boogeyman's mask, which is just kind of this like, I don't know, how would you describe it? Just kind of this like fleshy, very just smoothed over mask with like eye holes and
You ever
whatever.
see like old, like 200-year-old pictures of like Halloween costume type stuff or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah.
And it's like, this was carved out of a gourd.
I know, it's like like a turnip.
Yeah, it's like weirdly organic looking or something.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of looks like that. It's like very oddly shaped.
Right, or
It's
silly
a
putty.
Michael Myers mask
Yeah.
combined with a hockey mask
Yeah.
with weird eye holes and a misshapen face.
Yeah, totally. So that's been in the Historical Society. And this one night, Patricia's just like at home, like looking through stuff to donate, and the boogeyman comes back. So he's stalking her, totally Michael Myers-esque. He's walking while she is like flailing, running, hauling ass, going up to like a million houses, trying to get in. Like nobody's home to help her until she gets to the house of Chris, that main bully who's having a book club reading The Lovely Bones, and which is like a very basic book club book, and comes in and is like, he's after me, whatever. And they're like, yeah, right. Like, you're doing this again. Like, get over yourself. This is so ridiculous. You made everything up. And Patricia's like, okay, yeah, I made up the phone calls. Okay, you got me. I made up the phone calls. I told one person, and then they told like everybody, and then I had to double down. Like, what was I going to do? But he did really come after me, and he's out there right now. You need to lock the doors. You need to turn out the lights, whatever. And they just like don't believe her.
Now that I also find relatable.
Yeah.
She told one person, and then the whole lie just got away from her.
Absolutely.
And then she's been considered a weirdo for decades.
That's what Patricia is, a delightful weirdo.
Yes.
Who's like an underdog, but she's also like smart and sharp. She's just like an awesome character.
Yeah.
Oh, and also she has a taser. She has a taser that's at 2%. She's been running around with a charger because it's like her only weapon. And so she's charging it at the house. And Chris, the main bully, comes up to her, is giving her a bunch of shit, being like, you need to get out of here. You ruined our last book club, and you're ruining this one. So bye-bye. She keeps saying bye-bye, annoying. And then she tases Chris. And
she just slumps. She just falls over the bully.
Yeah. And she's like, she's the worst. She's the worst. You know, she's the worst. And then she runs out of the house and sees that the boogeyman is up inside their house. And she's like, you need to get out. You need to get out. And he just like falls out the window, basically, to keep pursuing her. It's basically just an episode of him being in hot pursuit in his way of just walking.
Yeah.
And her running, going nuts. And the way that she finally gets him is that she goes to a gas station. Bashir, the sheriff, happens to be there. And she runs in, asks him to put 20 on number 3 or whatever it is, and starts like pouring a line of gas, lights it with like the last dying gasps of her taser. He gets lit on fire. That doesn't really stop him so much as finally Bashir.
You just get a classic sort of like the slasher chasing you while on fire.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
And there's a fun kind of scary thing of the guy who works at the gas station. Like, they don't know what the deal is at all. Like,
everyone's confused.
Yeah, they don't see necessarily that he has a knife or anything. They just see that there's a man on fire outside. He runs out with a fire extinguisher. So you just see this like big puff of the fire extinguisher, like shit or whatever. And when that clears, the boogeyman is holding that guy by the throat.
Yeah, like up in the air,
yeah,
which
like,
is very Michael Myers.
Right, way up. And Bashir is like, let him go. And so he throws him like 30 feet. And it's like, oh shit, this is real. And Patricia gets the shotgun that the guy had in the gas station and is finally able to kill him. And then follows him every step of the way to his cremation because she thought that he was done the first time back in the day. And now she's not going to let him out of her sight until he is done. So she's holding this big rifle on him in the EMT van.
It is so good. When
it's
they
great.
they load him into the van
and they're playing
the camera,
an Anya song the whole time.
The camera turns and it's her standing in the back of the ambulance pointing a shotgun right at his head.
Yeah.
And then she's present in the like the autopsy room or whatever, pointing a shotgun at him while a medical examiner is looking at him. And she's pointing a shotgun at him while they load him into a cremation chamber thing. And she waits until he's completely dust.
And then she's satisfied.
That is such a good gag.
Yes.
It's
great.
Of just point the gun at him. You're there no matter what, in your shirt and shorts and Uggs. Everyone has let her into all these places.
Yeah, totally.
It's so goddamn good.
I know.
But I think it's also this episode that we start to get into the end game of things because we find out that Bashir's wife is very pregnant. He's about to have a kid who's born on the island.
Right.
But they haven't concluded the island curse yet.
Yeah.
So if a baby is born on this island, he'll be trapped on this island.
Yeah.
And the entire time, the sheriff has been resistant to all of this folklore in a very cop way, you know. But he's starting to get convinced because Patricia has been so weird, and now he's seen the boogeyman, and it's like, all right, tell me what's going on, Patricia.
Yeah.
And now he, the sheriff, has learned if my kid is born on the island, they'll be trapped here. And now he's all in to make sure that that can't happen.
Yeah, totally.
Which is why it's so unfortunate that our entire little crew has figured out we've got to figure out the last living descendant of Richard Warren. They must die.
Yeah.
For the curse to end.
Yeah.
And you get the wonderful episode where it's so like classically penultimate episode a little bit, where it's like we're setting a lot of things up. But you get the great scene of Rosemary going through all that genealogy to reveal.
It's great.
Now, where was your mind? You thought it might have been Wick.
Yeah. Well,
who has to die, you know.
Yeah. As soon as they introduced the idea of a descendant, my mind naturally went to Evan, Tom's son. But then I thought that seemed a little bit too obvious. So then, and also everybody online was saying it, and I was like, I don't know. It seems so obvious. I don't think it's going to be him. So then I really was like, I just have no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I had no idea.
Yeah. I definitely thought that it was going to turn out to be Tom Loftus who needed to die. Because I had misunderstood something. There was like, he phrases it in a really unique way. I rewatched it last night, where he's like, he's talking to his son Evan, and he's like, when me and your mom got together, it was no secret that she was already pregnant. When we got married, it was no secret she was already pregnant with you.
Yeah.
Now, I heard that and I interpreted, Loftus is not his biological father. I think he is his biological father. Yeah. But because of that phrasing, I was like, okay, so he could be Loftus.
Right.
The guy who has to die to end the curse, which is appropriate because he's the main character.
Right.
And he'll make the ultimate sacrifice after not believing everything for so long. And so I thought that was how it was going to go. Because all I also know is that Matthew Rhys, people love him. Yeah. Now I do too, but I hadn't seen him in much except for he played George Carlin in the Saturday Night Live movie and was amazing.
Yeah.
But I was like, if people love him so much, maybe he's the kind of actor who's like, I signed up for one season.
Right.
So I was putting all that into it, which didn't add up, didn't make sense anyway. But yes, it does through a roundabout way. They go, the last living descendant is this old woman, Ruth.
Yeah.
And so Loftus is like, I'm going to kill Ruth to save everybody, I guess.
Yeah.
And now we get into a huge debate. You can't do that. You can't kill someone for this.
Right.
But he's going to do it. Or he's convinced himself he's going to do it. Wick even says, I would do it. Just, one bullet back of the head, she won't even know. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Well,
this is very matter-of-factly.
Then the mayor goes to Ruth's house during this massive storm. Everyone's moved into a shelter, the spooky shelter.
Yeah.
And he's going out in the storm alone to find Ruth, who didn't make it to the shelter. And he gets there, and through, convolutions or whatever, fine convolutions, I don't mean that in a negative way.
Yeah.
But he discovers, oh my God, even though it was said that she never had a child and therefore she's the last living descendant, she secretly did have a child.
Yeah.
Decades ago.
Yeah.
And her child was Tom Loftus's wife. And so his son is the last living descendant.
Yep.
And now this is all like wrapped up in this like wonderfully complex, like, his wife had Evan, and then he told Evan his whole life that your mom died in childbirth with you. Well, that turned out not to be true because there are photos of Evan with his mom when he's even like 3 years old.
Yeah.
Or younger than that, before memory, 2 years old.
Evan's friends suck. I hated that little shit girl was like, let's go through your dad's stuff.
Oh, I know.
To find all his secrets. Like, what the hell?
Bullshit.
And that's how they found out.
But so then Evan's upset. He's like, you said my mom died in childbirth. And that seems like Loftus what's he lying about? Well, he was trying to protect his son because his wife was never the same after the childbirth. There was a complication. He's extrapolated that to say she died from complications due to in childbirth. She lost her mind. She and started like in a very, now we think, islandy kind of way.
Yeah, they went off the island.
Oh, that was why. That's right. So she started saying like all kinds of like scary, spooky things and shit.
Yeah.
And it turns out that Ruth, the old woman, is the grandma.
Yeah.
And so she's been watching over Evan, who likes to sneak out and stuff, because that's how she gets to spend time with her grandson.
Yeah, it's very sweet.
It was like very sweet.
I love Ruth.
And complicated, but very sweet.
Yeah.
And now Loftus realizes, not only can't I kill this wonderful old woman, but it also wouldn't do anything anyway.
Totally.
So he drugs her and everything. He's going to kill her. Like he's doing all the steps to try to kill her. And it's not working.
Well, I was thinking, look, maybe it's because I've taken a lot of medications in my life. So he goes through Ruth's medical records, And he finds something that says, do not combine these medications. There are all kinds of medications that you can't combine. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to die.
Right.
It just means you're going to be a little loopy.
Yeah, you might be screwed up. And so, yeah,
Right.
maybe it was nothing. The show definitely wants to lead you to
I know.
him slipping these two medications together into her tea will kill her.
I know.
So I can't tell, to your point about
Yeah.
like the bloody left hand and like, do these things mean something greater?
Right.
Is she unkillable?
I know. I don't know. I know.
Because then wonderful convergence of horrible events.
Yeah.
He is like hugging her, or no, he's going to take her to the hospital because he's like, we got to get you out of here. We got to save your life.
Made me so
because I
emotional.
drugged you.
Because yeah, he it's both. He's taking her to the hospital, so he's picking her up, but then it turns into a hug.
It turns into a hug.
Oh, it's making me feel tears.
And then he just all of a sudden like looks behind her and goes, no! And you
Yeah.
hear a gunshot. Because this whole time, the sheriff finally believes in all this shit. His wife is having the baby tonight.
Right now.
And he just found out what everyone
Yeah.
else seemed to know, that Ruth needs to die or his child will be trapped. So he comes into Ruth's house, guns blazing, and shoots the old woman in the head in Loftus's arms. But we all now know that would be pointless anyway.
Totally.
So all of a sudden, Sheriff Guy, who has been voice of reason man, who has been like lovable,
yeah.
respectable at least,
Yeah, totally.
is like shoots an old lady in that. What are we going to do with him now?
I know.
Because it's like he's gone insane, essentially. You know, like he's off the deep end. There's no coming back from that. Except for the fact that inexplicably, she survives that gunshot.
Right. Right. I know. I don't.
What do you do with that? How did they not kill her? I'm like shocked that the show.
I know.
Yeah.
I really don't know what to think about it. Like, yeah, is she? Are all the does that suggest all the descendants are immortal? Like
That
and
can't
what-
be
I
until like
know.
natural death or something. I don't
Right.
know.
Like, and at what point in their life do they freeze? Like they become I don't know. Why wouldn't you freeze at like a younger age? I don't really know. Like, and it makes me wonder, because I just took them like, you know, Ruth is like pretty fit. Like when he comes over to her house, she like just.
He's like, she's old anyway. She's probably going to die. I'll just speed things up a little bit. But it turns out she takes really good care of herself.
Yeah, she just got done doing 2 miles on her walking pad. Then she like sprints up the stairs. I just took all that to be exactly that it's like, oh God, she's not really like on death's door
Right.
like we were hoping or whatever. But like,
But also, if she's a
does-
descendant of Richard Warren from 300 years ago,
Right.
he was unkillable. In the flashback episode,
Right.
people stab him a bunch and he
So
won't die.
And so is that fitness also suggestive of
Right.
this just like physical prowess, for lack of another word or whatever? Like, I don't know.
I think it arguably could be one of two things.
Yeah.
One of three things. One, they didn't have the heart to kill the old woman on the show.
Yeah.
Two is maybe the descendants of Richard Warren are impervious to acts of violence. But it's not as if every descendant is still alive today. So they must get to like
True,
old age,
true.
like natural death can occur.
Yeah, true.
Aside from Richard Warren, who laid in his coffin for all those hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Or option 3. She makes a point of saying that the house she's living in
Yeah.
was built by her father, who therefore would likely have been a descendant, unless it was her
Right.
mother's side. I don't know.
Right.
But maybe there's something about the structure of like they can kind of take care of each other, being in that house.
Maybe. I mean, for all we
thing, I
know,
don't
maybe
know.
that's like the same land that was Richard Warren's house or
Sure.
something.
I
Maybe.
don't know.
Who knows? Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's
yeah.
weird. I think it's possible it's just option 1. They didn't want to literally kill her on the show.
I don't know. I don't know if they would necessarily pull a punch like that. I feel like it probably does play into a story thing.
Maybe.
You know?
Maybe. I mean, they may turn it. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
But all this tragedy in the end is like really.
I know.
And like Tom Loftus, when Richard Warren turned to ash, he thought the Island Chris
I
was done,
know.
so he bought Red Sox tickets for his
hated
son.
it, but it was so good. They're
brutal.
so excited. There's
I know.
a scene where they're like talking about going to the Red Sox game, and he's like, you know what? While we're there, why don't we look at colleges? And then there's a knock on the door, and it's Wick saying it's not over because it's when the boogeyman thing just happened.
Yeah.
So it's confirmed that like something.
Something is still afoot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. All right.
God damn it.
It's time to talk about the actual end. All those people that are down in the shelter who are trying to just
Yeah.
ride out the storm.
Yeah.
Turns out that shelter isn't a safety shelter necessarily. It's a prep area.
Yeah.
It's a prep area from decades ago, probably the last time the island was awake.
Yeah.
It turns out that what really happens is that you've got to do some human sacrifice to satisfy the island. They sort of tie up some loose ends. The fog rolling in episode 1, that was the beginning of the haunt, as Wick called it. Episode 2, we hear 9 bells ringing in the church tower, but that doesn't make sense because Father Bryce sees that like the bell has been like tied up and rigged so the bell can't ring.
Yeah.
Well, here in the final episode, we finally get some answers in a very lost way.
Yeah.
Dale stumbles across some old tapes and reels and stuff that are really the instructions for how this holding area is supposed to be used. When you hear the 9 bells, or when you hear bells, that's how many sacrifices need to be made. Human sacrifices. Well, we heard 9 bells in episode 2, so that means 9 people need to die. But apparently in a very precise manner. Because we've seen death throughout the season. And that didn't seem to add up. But Dale sees now that like there's a chair with restraints on it, which was also the little last image at the end of episode 1. There's a chair with restraints all over it.
I know, you asked me if that comes back, and I was like, I don't know.
Well, that was because I had seen episodes 1 and 2 together.
Yeah.
And so when episode 1 concludes with the camera going down through the floors, like the Backrooms trailer, by the way, it lands on this restraint chair that I thought was an electric chair. But then episode 2 was all about going to a hotel. I was like, what is this? Where are we? What are we doing? Well, it does come back. That restraint chair is where you put a human sacrifice. And it's in front of these like storm doors. Further underground. And clearly something comes out of that storm door that takes the person in the restraint chair. That counts as a human sacrifice. Well, now you've got all of these tourists, all of the island residents, all in the holding cell. And now we know that this is sort of like a pre-murder place.
Right.
And there are all these, they seem like doctor's notes on the walls of like, almost like a how to give CPR chart.
Oh, I know.
But it's all like how to restrain someone who doesn't want to be restrained.
Totally.
It's like threatening. And it all sort of culminates with the sheriff, with Tom Loftus's son, Evan, who is the final descendant, traveling with his like, rebellious teen
like
friends.
Poking around. They're bored of having to be in the same like holding area with everybody who's just waiting out the storm. And they're like, dude, I know somehow we can get out of here. And they find these tunnels. And one of the tunnels leads to one of these little like chair areas.
And they go in there and you're like, oh my God, he's in the restraint room. This doesn't seem good. We know it's about human sacrifice. But it turns out that they get caught. The teenagers get caught by essentially like a maintenance guy kind of dude. Like he like emptied garbage cans. He's like a janitor, I guess. And he gets the kids to leave. And the door slams shut on him before he can get out, the maintenance man. And then
this kid, PJ, closes it, just being a little shit.
Oh, did he close the door to be a shit?
So now a lot of people are theorizing that PJ has some larger role. I kind of think he was just being a little shit, but who knows? We'll see.
PJ is a little shit?
Can you believe it?
PJ.
I know.
What a little shit.
PJs are shits.
So then, Loftus's son, the final descendant, Evan, hears the janitor screaming inside the room. And when they get the door open, he's not in there anymore. But that storm door is slightly ajar.
That's right. What does that mean?
And then the way the entire
series... And the storm stops.
The storm stops.
It abruptly stops.
And the way the entire season concludes is the next morning, Loftus standing outside, and we hear more church bells. 8 of them. One sacrifice has been accepted. But the island is not completely satisfied yet.
It will need 8 more.
And that's the end of the show.
Ooh, baby.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely.
So good.
Perfect.
I know.
From top to bottom, love the vibe, love the place, love the performers, love the stories, love all the weird folklore, love people debating about weird old folklore and the rules.
Oh, yeah, it's so fun.
The rules of ancient, monsters and stuff. It could not be more perfect.
Oh, absolutely. I know. So let's see. Anything that's left on the table for you?
I'm not entirely sure. I feel like, quite frankly, we've done a pretty decent job of covering a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
We didn't talk about the mushrooms at all. There's a whole episode about taking mushrooms to get visions of the island and everything.
Yeah.
And it turns out that's Richard Warren had done that 300 years ago, and it helped him commune with the island. And everyone who takes these black mushrooms ends up drawing a very similar image that looks like a hand.
Yeah, yeah.
But they big it up to be like there's like a sacred symbol that they draw, and then it looks like
They show a shitty hand.
tracing of a hand.
Yeah, it's
if
funny.
you look at the island, the bird's eye view of the island they show sometimes kind of looks like a hand. I think they're communing with the island itself.
Yeah, yeah. I know.
I
know. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, I had some stray thoughts I wanted to talk about.
Wonderful.
Okay. So I'm wondering, the boogeyman and other things like the cannibalism.
Yeah.
Are these things cover for island sacrifices?
Ah, right.
Could it be that there wasn't actually cannibalism? It was that they were feeding the island in some way, but they're like, oop, it was cannibalism.
It's a great
Maybe
thought.
the boogeyman murders were actually, it's not necessarily there really was a madman. It's a cover for the cannibalism.
Well, we end up seeing him. He's true madman.
I know. That one I'm not as sure about, but I do still wonder the idea of things that seem one way being just a cover for these sacrifices.
Yeah. They do say something about like they were going to build it. Rosemary's like, oh, it's kind of like when they were trying to build that monorail or something, and like all
it's I know what you're talking. The trolley, you mean?
the trolley.
It's Tom asks Ruth if she's heard of the trolley problem, and she goes,
oh yes,
she goes, do you remember when we tried to build the trolley in 1942 and all the workers disappeared?
It's the trolley problem.
And Tom's like, what? No.
It's killing one person to save the rest. The trolley, famous. It's been used so many times lately, but the trolley problem and all the workers went missing. That is so funny, but maybe that was a sacrifice time.
Right. Like I wonder if there are some things that seem one way and they're actually just sacrifice or whatever. Maybe there are other things I kind of covered already. I pulled some quotes from Katie Dippold's that I thought were interesting. This is from a TV Guide interview. This is something that has been like such a huge theory. And I thought this was interesting. So people have been really on like time on Widow's Bay moves differently.
Oh.
Like whatever. And not to toot my own horn, but toot. I was like, I don't think so. I think because people have been like, they don't have cell phones. They don't whatever.
Oh.
But I'm like, it's just a small town that's just like isolated or whatever.
And classic horror stuff. No cell phones.
Exactly. And also people have been like, Patricia says that her biological age is 28. That old man in the hospital, his thing said that he was 37.
That's such a good joke. The old man who...
Right.
I just watched that last night. I forgot about that joke.
That's the thing. It's a joke.
It's a joke.
Yeah,
It's the old man. I mean, maybe, listen, everything is a joke until either we find out it's confirmed a joke.
Yes.
All right. So the old man, he's got like a scraggly white beard. He's like so old.
Yeah.
And Loftus is looking at his report and it says like age 37. And he just goes, it doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
It's like, there's no way this guy's 37. That's a joke.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So here's the quote. They said like, everybody's wondering about time on the island, whatever. So Katie Dippold said, I should actually clear that up. I've seen those theories online and it's delightful, but actually the age of Shep in the hospital was just a joke on how terrible that hospital doctor is. Dr. Morgan does not run a tight ship. It was a standalone joke. They got it wrong in his medical file. And that moment in the captain's suite, that's just very specific to the haunt of that inn. Because people have been like...
Oh, yes. Classic, like 1408. Kind of rules.
Yeah.
If you're closing the captain's suite, it feels like you're in there longer than you really are. There's a gag of that. By the way, the guy that runs the inn is the guy who plays Rowan in Ghostbusters 2016, who was fantastic in that movie. Justice for Ghostbusters 2016. I'm not saying it's good, but like there's stuff in there that is worth complimenting, and it deserves another appraisal and apology. I think.
Sure.
I think people were so shitty to the people.
Oh, they absolutely
to the human beings
were.
who made the thing is my point.
Of course.
And it's a fascinating...
I completely
Go
agree.
listen to our Ghostbusters
insane.
2016 episode. It's a fascinating catastrophe.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's on Patreon.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And then I think the last thing I wanted to share that she said that I thought was interesting is that in the original pilot that got me the parks job, Tom was already well aware that the island was haunted and we were living in that world. And then I decided to go further back with the show, watching him in denial and then going to acceptance. So I think season 2, you could have a lot more fun, like with him knowing now that it's fully haunted.
Her pilot, it wasn't that it was the Amy Poehler character or anything. Her pilot was that they go to Widow's Bay, maybe, or something?
Well, it was a spec script that she used as kind of like her resume. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Some spec scripts I'm aware of are writing an episode of a given show. So I had written an Arrested Development a million years ago, stuff like that. So sometimes people will write it. A couple of writers that I met had written a spec script of Entourage to get them a job on Monk. So it's like complicated. So I thought she wrote a spec script of Parks and Rec.
I think it was at the very beginning of Parks and Rec that she joined. So the show was being formed and she was like, oh, here's an example of a script that I've written.
Gotcha. Okay,
and
I didn't know that.
It was Widow's Bay.
Gotcha.
But in that version of Widow's Bay, it was already Tom already totally knew it was haunted and everything.
Okay, so people keep reporting that, or maybe I'm misreading it, as if this show started as a script of Parks and Rec that didn't get produced.
No.
Okay, all right, got it.
Yeah. But so I think it'll be interesting that season 2 is going to kind of pick up sort of more in the format of how she originally wrote Widow's Bay, where Tom knows it's haunted, go.
Awesome. All right, so this is almost all like a prequel to the to the real dealio.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, and elsewhere, I didn't pull the exact quotes, but she said that, like, she is interested and Apple is interested in exploring the bigger world of Widow's Bay. There might be some little, like, spin-off sort of things, and that she's not interested in, like, you know, beating a dead horse. She doesn't feel like she wants this show to go on like forever and ever, but she feels like this is like a world with a lot of stuff to explore. So
wonderful.
I'm very curious and very excited about the whole thing.
I love it.
How fun to have a show to love.
I mean, there
are a bunch of shows that I love, but like I really love it.
Not quite like this. This is very special.
Yeah.
I also think, not again to toot our own horns, but this is like so in the wheelhouse of things that you and I traditionally like anyway.
I know.
But also in work that we are interested in making.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like Blackwood.
Yes.
It's
crazy.
Like, not entirely dissimilar
I feel like
from work that you and I are already obsessed with doing.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think there are going to be comparisons to be made. Yes, I think it's...
All right.
I think it's abundantly clear.
I think it's abundantly clear, too. But, you know, we're closer than we have been in a long time.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. So Kristen and I, to put a finer point on why we enjoy stuff like this and what I'm saying about it being close to our own work, we posted online recently that we had been writing something this year, and we completed the first 6 episodes. We're further down that path now, and I feel a little more comfortable saying it. We've written a sequel, Kristen and I, to the first audio drama that I ever made, Blackwood. And in a weird way, what we were just saying about this season of Widow's Bay may be feeling like a prequel to what the next season, or her original spec script for it and everything. I'm now feeling like season 1 is a prequel to the story that we have concocted in a sense. It sets up a lot of where we are now.
Yeah.
And so we've got season 2 of Blackwood after all these years.
Yeah.
And we've got, interest from the original. We got to lock it all down.
9 years?
8 years.
Was it 2017 or 2018?
2018.
Okay, yeah.
8 years since Blackwood season 1, and we've fully written Blackwood season 2. It exists on paper with a mind to get it sort of recorded and get the wheels in motion. So hopefully it comes out next year.
Yeah.
But it's very much in the same kind of wheelhouse of all this stuff. A lot of the work that we've done together, Blackwood, Blair Witch, Trouble with Tessa, like all of it I feel very comforted by Widow's Bay, because I feel like it's like some of the stuff that we love that hasn't really been in vogue in a while. It's very nice.
Yeah.
But I'm thrilled to announce that we have written Blackwood season 2.
Yes, we have.
What a wonderful journey it's been.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can't wait for you guys to hear it.
Yes, absolutely.
It's so good.
It's really, really good, I think.
Yeah, I do too.
All right, so I think we're going to leave it there for now.
Yeah.
I'm pumped for more Widow's Bay season 2 or the sort of beyond stories. I think this tone is like exactly right to be able to tell as many stories as you have energy to tell, quite frankly, to be completely honest.
If I can be real.
And I think that there are plenty of dangling threads from season 1 that could pay off in season 2 and beyond.
Oh, yeah.
I think the future's bright. And it's
Totally.
nice to have Lost back.
Oh,
Can I
I
also say
know.
that? Like,
Oh, it's been so fun to be like theorizing, be like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
What does this mean?
and having a hatch.
Yeah, yeah.
A hatch that we're
know, have
opening at
fun.
the end of a season.
What do you think it is? What is it?
Well, this
What's
is
doing
this is where it's like there's like the easy answer.
There's literally no way to know.
There's no way to
So,
know.
Yeah.
The easiest possible answer
Yeah.
is like some sort of eldritch,
I know.
unknowable horror. But I
Yeah.
feel like we've seen that so many times.
I know.
I'm sort of hoping that there's like a bunch of people living underground.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know. Yeah, I don't even.
There are tunnels down there.
I know.
We see
I
someone walking
literally
through a bunch of tunnels.
Don't even. I literally don't even know how this could be. I kind of want it to just be the island itself somehow. Like somehow they're.
Oh, but remember they did that in
strapped
Lost,
down.
and then they struggled forever to like pay that off.
Oh shit! Did they? I can't
Oh,
remember.
yeah.
There was no. I don't remember. It's been so long.
It was a big cork.
A big cork?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
We gotta rewatch Lost at some point. It's
I
so
tried,
long
you
to
know
have Lost back in an era where TV series can be 10 episodes and maybe wrap up in 3 seasons or something.
I
promising.
tried. I started rewatching Lost like a year ago or something. And while it's very good, there's also just so much like heavy emotional stuff. And I was like, I just want kind of fun mystery stuff. I don't really feel like doing this.
Here it is.
Exactly. Yeah, actually.
Seriously,
Yeah, you're right. Ask and you shall receive.
A secret hatch and
Totally.
maybe like some sort of like a conspiracy or trying to
Yeah.
riddle out what people decades ago had done,
Yeah.
make sense of that. Like there's so many ways that this can go, and some of them are comfortingly familiar, like
Yeah.
Lost.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I guess you're right. Yeah. I guess I was like, instead of a monster, I just want the island to like swallow them up.
I
But I guess
know.
that's kind of like the smoke monster.
But how do you
something.
well, yeah, how do you put a
I
fine,
know.
I mean, listen, if anyone can do it, I feel like this is the team. They've like nailed it like from soup to nuts so far. So I'm
Yeah.
thrilled to see whatever they
it
do.
is.
But
Yeah.
yeah. I also want to say there was one episode where I was like, there's a character name, like in one episode, somebody like finds tunnels underground and they're like, what are all these tunnels underground?
Yeah.
And then there was like, what's Lowry doing? There was like a guy named Lowry.
Yeah.
And it was like, what tunnel? Ah!
Yeah.
Trouble with Tessa takes place in a town called Lowry, and it
Yeah.
ends up being all about tunnels and shit.
Yeah.
It's like,
And I love Lowry sea salt, so you can imagine how I reacted.
that must have been huge for you, Kristen.
really was.
That had to be huge.
Yeah. So we both have a really strong connection to it.
This is nice.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much
Yes.
for being with us. Hope that you enjoyed the show.
Yes.
Hope that you enjoy Widow's Bay as much as we do.
Yeah.
And
rules.
hey, we'll be back next week to talk about something else.
Yep.
We actually know what that will be too. You know,
yeah.
Last week we gave a hint. We were like, or not a hint. We were like, we're gonna finally talk about Widow's Bay. So if you want to watch it. That way you won't be lost. So I'm thrilled to announce that next week on the show, we're going to have an episode talking about Return to Cabin by the Lake.
Yes. So
The sequel to Cabin by the Lake starring Judd Nelson.
So if you want to catch up, make sure that you've seen Return to Cabin by the Lake. It's free on YouTube.
Oh, you can watch it right now.
Yeah. How great for you.
You don't want to be lost during our conversation about Return to Cabin by the Lake, do you?
No. Torturous.
Oh, all right, everybody. So we'll see you then.
Yep.
But until that time comes, we must travel.
Back to the netherworld go we. Goodbye.
And good night. What'd you think of that old mayor's
Oh, okay, what?
that old mayor's video where he's like, you know, in the hotel and he's talking to the camera about
That's what I was talking about that I saw.
You saw the
Yeah.
teaser thing.
Yeah.
But then he just walks away
Yeah.
into the distance.
I know.
And that didn't seem all that long ago. Like
yeah.
70s maybe?
I know. I wonder if that was Howard the Coward, who Ruth worked for.
Oh, yeah, Mayor Howard the Coward.
I wonder. I don't know. Actually, there's a way you could match it. I mean, she shows a picture. I don't know.
So many mysteries to
I bet
plumb.
that could be easily solved now that I think about it. It's probably not. People probably would have already said that online and stuff. I don't know. Probably not.
What a mystery.